Hey everyone, have you ever looked at your Google Ads dashboard, seen a fantastic cost per lead, but then heard from your sales team that, well, the leads are junk? If that sounds familiar, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're digging into a really critical shift in advertising, moving beyond just getting any lead to actually bidding for real, measurable business value.
This quote just hits the nail on the head, right? It perfectly captures a trap that so many of us fall into. We see that low cost per lead and we think, hey, we're winning. But we're totally missing the bigger picture. A lead is only valuable if it actually turns into revenue. It forces us to ask a really important question. Are we optimizing our ads to look cheap, or are we optimizing them to actually make us a profit? Okay, so let's just get right to it. Do you ever get that feeling that your ad reports are telling you one story? A story of success with low costs and tons of leads, while your bank account is telling you a completely different one? If that's you, you're not alone. The thing is, those reports aren't technically lying, but they might be hiding the most important part of the story, your actual profit.
So here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by talking about that more leads trap that's so easy to fall into. Then we'll get into the big strategic shift to value. We'll cover the nuts and bolts of connecting your sales data to Google, how to actually bid for profit, and of course, the payoff you can expect. And we'll wrap up with one simple first step you can take literally today.
All right, first up, the more leads trap. This is kind of the default setting for so many campaigns, right? The endless chase for more leads for less money. But as we're about to see, it's a strategy that has a hidden and very, very expensive flaw. And this is exactly what that flaw looks like in the real world. This is that painful disconnect. You've got the marketing team celebrating a super low CPA, but the sales team is just drowning in tire kickers and people who are never gonna buy. See, the algorithm is doing exactly what you told it to, get cheap form fills. It has absolutely no idea which of those leads actually turn into paying customers.
So how do we fix this? How do we bridge that gap? Well, that brings us right to our second section, the shift to value. This is the solution. It's all about changing our goal from get me the most leads to get me the most valuable leads, the ones that actually grow the business.
And the main tool we're going to use for this is value-based bidding, or VBB. To put it simply, you're giving Google's AI a new set of instructions. Instead of rewarding it for every single person who fills out a form, you're telling it, hey, listen up. This type of conversion is worth way more than that one. Go find me more of the good ones. It's all about quality over quantity. And this really gets to the heart of why this is so important. For most businesses, the good old 80-20 rule applies. About 20% of your customers generate 80% of your revenue. Now, if you're not giving Google's AI better signals, your ad spend is just getting wasted on that low-value 80%. Value-based bidding is how you tell the AI to specifically hunt for people who look exactly like your best customers in that top 20%.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? That brings us to section 3, connecting your sales data. This is where we get practical. We're going to close that loop between our marketing efforts and our sales results. It's all about teaching Google what we really, really want.
This analogy is just perfect because it's so true. Think about it. Google's AI is incredibly powerful, but it's not a mind reader. If the only KPI you give it is a form submission, that's all it will get you. Form submissions from anyone, anywhere, regardless of their quality. To get better results, you have to give it a better target. You have to show it what a closed deal actually looks like.
And this is how it's done. The way you do this is through something called offline conversion tracking. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but stick with me, it's actually pretty straightforward. First, for every single lead, you capture a unique ID from the ad click. Second, that ID gets passed right into your CRM along with all the lead's info. And finally, this is the magic part. When a lead becomes a real customer in your CRM, you send that success signal back to Google Ads. You've just taught the AI what a real win looks like.
So, once you've got that data connection set up, we can finally move to the really exciting part. Section 4, bidding for real profit. Now we can tell Google what different types of leads are actually worth and let the AI finally go to work for us, not just with us. This slide really breaks down the two main strategies you can choose from. On the left, you've got maximize conversions. That's the old way. It's focused on volume and it treats every single lead as equal. But on the right, you've got maximize conversion value. This is the new way. It's focused on profit because the AI now understands that, say, a demo request is way more valuable than a newsletter sign-up, and it will bid much more aggressively to get it.
But what if you don't sell stuff directly on your website? No problem. You can assign what are called proxy values. So you look at your historical data. Let's say you know that demo requests close at a 45% rate, and your average deal is worth $1,000. Well, that means each demo request lead is worth $450 to you. By assigning these kinds of values to different actions, you're literally teaching the AI the relative importance of each step in your sales funnel.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's a lot of setup. Is it actually worth it? And the answer is a resounding yes. Let's look at the real-world results in Section 5, the value-based payoff. This is where we see the incredible impact of making this switch.
Check this out. This is data directly from Google. They found that advertisers who switch from a cost-focused strategy, like target CPA, to a value-focused one, like target ROAS, see a median increase of 14% in conversion value. And that's for a similar return. That's not 14% more leads, that's 14% more actual revenue in the door.
Okay, but here's a super important rule of thumb you gotta remember. For this AI to work its magic, it needs data. A lot of it. The general rule is you need at least 30 of these valuable conversions per month before you flip the switch. Don't turn this on too early. If the AI doesn't have enough information to learn from, it won't work properly.
And what you'll find is that these benefits all start to build on each other, creating this amazing positive cycle. When you focus on value, your return on ad spend naturally goes up. That leads to smarter budget allocation, as Google automatically puts more money behind what's really working. The result? Higher quality leads, which finally gets marketing and sales on the same team. It literally turns your advertising from a cost center into a reliable profit engine for the whole business. All right, I know this can feel like a lot. So the big question is, where do you even start? Let's get to our final section, your first step forward. I want to leave you with one simple, powerful action you can take right now.
Forget all the tech for just a moment. The single most important first step you can take is a human one. Seriously, go talk to your sales team. Look at your sales data. Just ask that simple question. Where do our best, most profitable customers actually come from? The answer to that one question is the very beginning of your entire value-based bidding strategy.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. You see, at the end of the day, this whole thing isn't really about tweaking a setting in Google Ads. It's about fundamentally understanding your business on a deeper level. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what is your most valuable customer really worth? Because once you know that number, you'll know exactly how much you can confidently invest to find the next one. Thanks for tuning in.